Fact, come up in the family, with eight of us, and father died early, so with the mother with no father, and we had to decide what we wanted to do, and coming up in the inner city, it ain't that many opportunities. You either want to be a drug dealer, burglar, or car thief, or murderer. I didn't want none of that, and I chose to be a ladies' man.
And how would you describe your childhood?
I would describe my childhood as coming up in the inner city. That makes it look cute. I would say the ghetto. But in my early childhood, I was really blessed. My father, he took me from my mother at an early age because they had split up. And my father had a restaurant, three buildings, ice cream parlor. So, I was spoiled at a very early age, So I used to come and spend the weekends with my other sisters and brothers and bring them potato chips and candy and ice cream from my father's store. But when he passed, and then I had to come live with my mother, and here it is, seven of us in the house, ain't no money, had to figure that out for ourselves. That was my early childhood.
Did you have role models that kind of showed you this game, pimping?
Role model? No, it wasn't no role model. It's like, the kid in the suburbs would see doctors and lawyers coming out the house. Me sitting on the porch, I seen dope dealers and pimps come out the house with three, four girls, sharp, dressed in suits with diamonds and getting in a big flashy car. I said, that's how I want to be when I grow up.
And you started pimping at what age?
I started in the gang at, something like 16. I had what we call when you get turned out to the gang like boosters. I used to take girls shopping, and they used to go in these different stores at the mall, steal different merchandise, and at the end of the day, we would, chop it up, give me a third of the merchandise for me driving them out there, different things like that, until my gang elevated into the pimp gang. But the early part of the gang coming into it, 16, 17, I'm out in the streets, I'm trying to find a way. Like I said, I didn't want to do them other things like sell dope and drugs because that wasn't my makeup. So I was blessed to be able to become a ladies' man because what happened is early in my childhood, me and my sister Alma used to go to school together, and she used to tell me, boy, the girls like you. And I just took to that and I ran with it. I was young at 16 and 15, things like that, when girls used to come ask my mother, can they take me shopping with their check? Early stage of my gang, man.
What's the arrangement with the girl and pimp? So she makes the money and brings you how much of it?
The arrangement is how I make the arrangement. And it go like this. You make the money and you bring me all of it. And I decide on how we chop it up and how we make it happen. My responsibility is to be her everything. Her mother, her father, her sister, her brother, her lover, her daddy, all of these things. So in my time of playing the pimp game, my women never did have to really go shopping. I did all of their shopping. They make the money and I supply everything. We used to go to the medical center every 3 months. They know when I come in to check the girl, make sure they didn't have any kind of disease and that they was all right. I played it on a top shelf, how it was supposed to go. Once my game became official like a referee with a whistle, I was off and running. Once I became number one in the game, I was number one for 13 years in a row. And that's being voted by your peers, the players in different states and different countries that understand the game. Is a criteria about who doing the best in that 12-month period. The best car, the clothes, the jewelry, the diamond, your women, the respect you get in the street. That's the criteria. that the player have to acquire.